Hello friends, it's Julie, and today we are doing our What Sold video that ends in January, and it goes a little bit beyond January, because I'm focusing this time on Chrome postcards. And so let's just get into it and I'll explain on the way. So we're going from lowest price to highest priced, and let's see, we see the cute little puppy, and this one went for $3.97. I had a whole bunch of these cute little animals, and I put them up there, and some of them sell, so I was surprised the person who bought it was very happy. So you never know what's going to sell. Then we go to the World's Fair, and this is, I had a whole bunch of these, and they actually sold all together. I find these very tedious to post, but eventually they're going to sell, so, it's not on my high list of listing them, but $3.97, and I did have multiple quantities with that order. And yes, I am still selling the blue cats, and these, I've sold several in the last month, so this is just one of them. Now we jump up to $5.47. This is an older listing of mine, and this was for Christmas, and it was a live nativity scene in West Virginia. Here is the whole image. And that one, like I said, it's an older one, so I had free shipping. I tried to go through and change them all, but with nearly 10,000 listings, I know I'm going to miss some. Yeah, and I am 40 away from having 10,000 listings. Yes, I think I'm going to do it today or tomorrow. All right, so reason why I chose Chromes is because they pleasantly surprised me. In the beginning, I did not really go to my way to list the Chromes because I heard that they're not worth much, and that it's the other ones that you want to list first. But then I started to list them and they started to sell. Such as this one. I mean, how many would have gone by this? This Computer Land does not exist anymore, and there's no other postcards up there. And upside down again. It's just an advertising postcard and just saying we have our sale going on. I did some research and it sold. So how many of you guys would not have listed that one? And so that's the thing about the Chromes is that, yeah, I love the divided backs and the real photo postcards and the undivided backs, private postcard, whatever. But people collect their childhood a lot of times, and people's childhoods now are in the old Chrome postcards. So here's an advertising postcard, and this has a Allen Iverson. I don't know anything about this guy, but he sold, and with a Reebok shoe. I have a whole bunch of advertising ones in the same lot that I got. This was an oversized postcard, and it was a whole bunch of Black Heritage stamp art. So this is based on stamps that the post office put out. Went for $4.97. We have art postcards, and I've sold a lot of art postcards for about $5 to $10. Okay, so the thing about Chromes is that, like I said, I'm pleasantly surprised when they sell. Maybe it's because I have lower expectations on them that I'm like, oh, cool, Chromes are selling. Whereas when I list like a divided back or something, I'm thinking somebody should buy this. Like, this is a really cool card, and then they don't. So I don't know. I haven't really done a scientific study on it. Okay, this is part of a lot of postcards I got about Montana, and I probably paid less than $10 for the lot, and it had a whole bunch of these Montana parks. I've never seen them before. Each one about state parks, so I thought, well, these are modern Chromes. They are probably, I think, did it say when they were produced? Oops. No, it doesn't. When they were put out by the Montana Senate, which is interesting. But they just basically modern, so I thought, well, I'll blow them out at $6 each, and because who knows? And they've been selling. Then we have a fish, and I do well with fish for some reason. People collect fish. And I wonder if some of this is because not a lot of people list these things. So just between you and me, fish can sell, but if we flood the market, they won't. Okay? So this is just another hotel, and you can tell this is not in great condition. Look at that fold here. But I did make sure to say that it had an SO station, because that people do collect those, and it's sold for $5.97. It's not really a rare image, of course, but like I said, it's very nostalgic. We have Buffalo Bill. This was actually a postcard I bought this last year. from off the rack. And so I've been discovering that some of these old postcards or new postcards that you can get on off the rack, I can sell them for $5 to $10 because not everybody's going to run around Cody, Wyoming, which is where I got this one from, and get a postcard. But I do let them know this is not an old postcard. I think people can tell that this is not an really old image, and the person that received it was very happy. She said it was exactly what she wanted. So I bought it for 50 cents, and they were happy for buying it at 6. This is another example of that. When I went to Minnesota, I made sure to get a lighthouse one because people do like lighthouses, and Split Rock is a cool one. And there you go. Obviously, it's not an old postcard, so once again, I sold it for $5.97. Now we have an interior view of a museum, and it has this taxidermy. So we have the fox, or the wolf, and I think it's the cub there, and then they have the little cubs out there playing. So it's just an image of a display at a museum. And how much did this sell for? Oh, I just don't even tell me. It was like $5.47 or something, $5.97 or something. That is odd. Okay, anyways. Here is a hotel in Norway, and it's a continental. And once again, you can obviously see this is not in great condition right there. Look at the edges are just not great, but perhaps there's not that many out there. And so here's the back, and this does have, it was posted. You can barely make it out what it looked like, but it's kind of a cool hotel. And that's all I put it. And $5.97. Norway actually sells pretty well for me. Maybe it's because I grew up with Norwegians that it kind of feels like home to me. I don't know. Weird. Here is another art postcard, Guardian Angel. This is kind of a cool one. It's just like a very kind of abstract or minimalistic kind of art. And Continental Chrome, and this one was actually posted. It has a neat little stamp on there. So there we go. And now we jump up to $7.97, Pan American Terminal at night. There's lots of these out there. So I was thinking, well, I got to wait my turn to my sells, and it finally did. Here is a picture in Montana, the Beartooth Highway, $7.97. Hey, my Dexcom just warmed up. Just a second. I just had to put in my new Dexcom thing, and it takes 2 hours to warm up. And now I know what my blood glucose levels is now. I'm at 107. That's pretty good. Okay. So anyways, so this is just a continental postcard picture of basically a mountain snow, but it went for $7.97. And I actually just had a multi-purchase order of Montana, and it was like $70. I just shipped it out today. Speaking of sales, last weekend I had $200 in sales. Yesterday I had $162, and today I'm already up to $50. What's going on? How are you getting that too? Because all of a sudden I'm getting ka-chings all over the place. Let me know how that's going for you. Now we have Tom Sawyer's Island, and Disneyland always sells, although some are more rare than other ones, but that one went for about the average price. $7.97. We have Alaska aerial view. Oh, these are always good to have views of towns, as you probably know. So that one went for $7.97. And I sold another one of these dinosaurs. It's just, you can see it's perforated out of, can you see the perforation? I don't know. Anyways, it's perforated on the bottom and the top. And they're just continental chromes, and I found another one. So should I list it for $8.97? Maybe I should. Now we have Lenny's Steakhouse. So interior views of restaurants and stuff. People like to see insides and the way things used to be, because here we have that old chandelier. We've got the place settings and the old glasses, and remember sitting in those chairs when I was little. Yeah. And tablecloth, though, that went for $8.97. We have a continental chrome of this bull train. It is a reproduction of a picture again. This is Huffman Pictures, and Huffman Pictures is kind of well known out here. So that went for $10. There is a Kilimanjaro Hotel, so another international chrome. Do sell postcards internationally for the charge of $2 postage, and I put stamps on them. And I've only had one go astray so far. or two. And one was to Israel. Yes, don't send to Israel. I blocked off my list. And I don't remember where the other one was. But generally, I haven't had a problem. So this one went for $10. And it had really interesting views here. So you had like the inside of, oh, there's a lounge singer maybe. You have the lobby and all kinds of stuff. Now we have another Pan American thing, Jet Clipper at Kennedy Airport. So you have both the Pan Am and the airport that have sold this probably. Not a rare image, but it sold for $9.97. We have the Last Supper. People do collect the Last Supper. So it's just, yeah, painting. I don't know. So it's a wax museum. That's what it is. So we have the interior wax museum, Last Supper, multiple things people would want to collect for $10. And here's that floating Inner Harbor floating postcard. Is this a floating restaurant? I think the one that they said sunk or something. I think this is what it was. During the pandemic, there was some kind of accident with it, but then they found it wasn't sunk. I don't know. But that went for $10. Here's Martin Luther King Jr. and an image of a person. There's other ones out there. There wasn't a lot of just this image, just this picture, so I sold that for $10. Here's the Reno Monument of Custer Battlefield, went for $10. And I'm not really, I don't remember why I priced it for $10, but there probably weren't a lot out there. And here's like a map. It probably doesn't look like this anymore, but Gary Owen actually, I don't think a lot of people mention Gary Owen, but it's out there by where Custer's last stand. Here, this one sold yesterday, and it's a restaurant in Spain again. So this one went for $11.97. Now, I have started to do Worth Point again, and before Worth Point, I would have put just $5-6 on this postcard. But when I was able to research and find out about what other ones in the area would sell, it paid off by adding $6 to my account. So it has been paying off for me because I've been listing more oncoming postcards. Okay, here is an Oklahoma City postcard, and this was a long one. It went for $14. I think I took a best offer. And yeah, so it was an extra long postcard. So you have the postmark on the back. And yeah, so who knows? I don't know why that one went for that much, but supply and demand is basically what it is. Now we have Lake Texoma. It's a free map. Send for a free map. So this one went for $14.97. This is the lake between Texas and Oklahoma, so they name it Texoma, and it had this fill in your address to get your free map. So I like those things where it has a little extra on the back. Two more, guys. All right, now this was an interesting one. So it's a chalk drawing. It's another art postcard. It's not in the greatest condition. Look at the edges here. So it's, was this posted? Yep, it was posted. So I sold this for $17.97. I had not seen any other ones out there. So I'm like, do I price it like $50 or do I just go under 20 to get like the eBay standard envelope? And that's what I opted for. Because, it's hard to know when you don't see anything on Worthpoint or anywhere, just searching it on Google that, don't know. So this is somebody from the magazine, The Evolution Quarterly. So maybe somebody was collecting those. Who knows? It did sit for a little bit, but finally sold for $17.97. And the top selling one, I think it's the same price. Yeah. So this is a motor court aerial view in North Carolina. North Carolina has been good for me because that was where the $412 postcard was from. But it's just a view of a court. Very nostalgic again. We've got the old time looking places. Look at this old trampoline. So lots of interesting things to see. There's somebody on the diving board. And sold for $17.97. So let me know. Do you like chromes? Do you list them? Have you not? Do you do international? Okay, so is there anything in here that you were surprised about or not? Or just like, duh, that sells all the time. So love to know that. Thanks for watching. Have a joyful day. Goodbye.